Quentin Jivery, welcome. Thank you for being here. You've had a hot past 7 months. Give me a quick bulleted rundown of what your past 7 months of Sift has looked like for you.
So damn, before 7 months ago, I was probably like most people. You find Jamil, you find Pace, which is cool. You start calling agents. And I was working full time as a carpenter. So I would come home and I would call agents and call sellers for from 2 p.m. to like 8 p.m. at night. And I did some deals. I did a few deals, but then I was introduced to REISift through one of the users, Cameron Johnson,
Yep.
and it just changed everything. I was addicted right from the beginning because the correct number thing really got me. I was like, oh, that's weird, because you're just aimlessly calling people and you're doing aimless stuff, and it's very frustrating mentally. So that brought me on. And then I'd say within 2 months of bringing in probates from Florida, specifically Hillsborough County, probates, foreclosures, and evictions, I got a deal and closed the deal, 3 deals within about 2 months. And big shout out, I have to shout these guys out, but Joaquin Rosario
Sure.
and
Yeah.
Luis Almonte, they're in the Sift community.
Yep.
Dude, most amazing dudes I've ever met. Like they have their own whole businesses they're running, and I can be annoying. Tyler will tell you, I asked a lot of questions. I was an asshole, and those dudes went above and beyond for me, helped me with everything from sales to setting up my CRM to pulling in data. Like they did so much for me. I'm so grateful for them. And I actually JV'd one of those deals with them, or two of those deals. So that's kind of how I got the ball rolling. And ever since then, I've just been simple. I pull in new probates every day. I have a data person pull it in, and we call them and we text them and we run it through Sensei Flow and we run it through a deep prospect follow up, and we do all the same stuff that everybody in Sift that's actually winning is doing. So that's kind of basically it.
Perfect. So to summarize, before Sift, you were aimless, not really sure, just calling shit. You get Sift, you start tracking your correct numbers, you get a flow, you get
Get a
three
flow.
deals in the first 2 months. Now you're seven
Yeah.
months in, you've already crossed the six-figure mark.
Yeah. We
And
did about, I think we did 135,000 gross.
boom.
So up until now, I just contracted another deal that should be around probably 25 to 30,000 in Jacksonville. We just got it under
Perfect.
contract.
Perfect. Okay. And you touched on features a little bit, but what is, other than the correct numbers, what's really stood out to you about the features? What's kind of like a feature that's you're really digging these days?
For me, it's weird because it's like I feel so blessed. I was new to wholesaling in general and came in, and it was just ultimate clarity. Like I need to see like what's going on with my data, and that it was amazing. Like when you bring in the data, you see first of all, you get to know if it's vacant. You're like, okay, that's vacant. That's absentee. You can use all the parameters, and others is probably my favorite thing
Yep.
because you can really just like pinpoint exactly what you want to call. And at first I thought, oh, this is like a list stacking software, but it's so much more than that. You can just overall using the SIF line boards, and I know some people don't like them, but I love them because you can create a board for deep prospecting and you can just move it along, or you can create sequences and task presets. And just my caller comes in every day. He starts from cold call attempt 3 and calls through that, then goes to 2, calls through that, 1, calls through that, and gets to ready to markets. And that's his flow. It's so simple.
Perfect.
Instead of throwing him on a dialer and just hoping that he's gonna, you know, get a lead and hoping we know what happens to those records after. That's been the most amazing part for me, for sure.
Perfect. I'm just guessing, so if I'm totally off, tell me. Has your
Yeah,
overhead gone up or down since getting?
down,
Yeah.
way down. It's crazy. I was just talking to somebody in the community. Their company's named Buying Jack's Homes.
Yep.
They've been in the community for a while. His name's Nick and Nate. They spend like 5,000 a month, and they do over 100,000 a month. No BS, like real numbers. They're constantly closing deals. Yeah, I wouldn't be here if I had to spend the type of money that other gurus are saying to spend. I would be broke and I'd be miserable and I'd be back in my job, which I quit. I would just be like, F wholesaling. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's brought my overhead way down. I spend about 3,000 a month
Okay.
total.
Perfect. Awesome. So we covered before, we covered after, we covered feature. You did mention, I don't remember what your exact words were, but you said you were basically like a pest in the beginning. You were really like asking a lot of questions. And that's like a
Asshole, yeah.
perfect thing that I want to talk about because for me, I'm just using how I would feel as someone joining a new software, joining a new way of thinking for the business that's mine. No one can really tell me how to do it, right? You know, it's mine. Um, when you do have all those questions and you did bring them to the community, you brought them to Tyler, you brought them maybe to the support chat. How were they handled? What was your experience?
I mean, amazing. Like overall support, forget about it, dude. Support. Sometimes I'm talking to what's her name? Oh, I can't think of her name right now.
Kylie, Jessica.
Kylie. I'm talking to Kylie, and it's like 7 p.m. her time, and I'm like, Kylie, I know you have a family. Like, go home, stop sending me videos. But she'll just stay on with me, and she'll go over a question maybe I asked her a month ago, and she's like, dude, why didn't you? I already answered this, but she'll answer it again. And then Tyler, I mean, it's like almost like you can't wear that guy down. I think I've worn him down now, but
Yeah.
he'll basically answer every question. And
Yeah.
this is his funny story. It's not a funny story, but I at the very beginning, the first like 15 days, I was struggling. I was like, oh, this is kind of difficult. I'm confused. He came into it was like 8 p.m. at night, came into my account. He set up all my filter presets, which I still use to this day. So he set them all up and he was like, shut up, stop complaining. Now do this every day and see what happens. And boom, within like 2 weeks, I got a deal. So that's basically, and then Joaquin and Luis, forget about it. Those guys have been amazing. Amazing. I mean, the community is amazing. I
That's
really
awesome.
truly mean it.
That's awesome. So, you touched on it in the beginning, how simple your process is. And for the visual learners out there, I want you to really show us how simple it is for you. So you said you bring in probate leads on a daily basis, probate prospects, I should say. That's
Yeah,
the difference.
I
They're
bring
not
in,
leads. You're bringing in the
no, they're not
prospects.
leaving.
Um, and show me what that looks like when you're uploading your probates. How are you putting them in? How are you organizing them? And then just kind of walk through how you're calling them or however your teammates are working on them. Just walk me through what Quentin does in his business.
So I'll be honest about the uploading. I have the most amazing data person, and she does all that. So while
Perfect.
I'm sleeping, she's pulling data from the previous day. She brings it in, uploads it. We have a great system now. We
Awesome.
do something a little different. I don't know if, like, let me show you. Let me go to Probates. Because we were running into problems where she wouldn't add all the beneficiaries before into the message board. Now she does
Gotcha.
with their phone number from Skip Genie. So we're not wasting any time. It costs more money, but
Yep.
we know that we're going to get a hold of somebody that can sell this property
Yeah.
on the first call. So that's something we've changed. So the process is once the records come in, I go here to first to market skip trace. And this is kind of ugly. I'm going to upgrade to business plan so I can have them each separate. Like right now I have probate needs skip, but really what I do is I switched it to any list.
Mm-hmm.
And for people who don't know REISift, there's all list and any list. Any list allows me to put like multiple lists in here, if
Yep.
that makes sense.
Yep.
And then it can just search all these to see which ones came in without a number. So I need to personally skip trace them. So I push apply filters. There should be nothing in there right now. Or wait, actually. So there's nothing in there right now, but usually
Yep.
there will be a couple in there and I'll skip trace them inside REISift. Once
Mm-hmm.
that's done, my caller will come in. He'll go to filter presets. He starts his day the same every day. Comes in here to evictions, cold call temp 3. And again,
Yep.
it's not just evictions, it's all the stuff that we're calling.
Mm-hmm.
He'll push apply filters and he'll just start his day right here. He'll
Mm-hmm.
click on one of these and he'll just go through all of them. Like this one already has a correct number. So we know he's going to call it twice and then he's going to send another text. Hey,
Yep.
Fidelity, whatever, and then move it on. And then he'll
Mm-hmm.
just do that for every single filter preset. and he'll work his way
Yep.
all the way up to here, and then eventually he'll get to ready to market. Ready to market is the stuff that hasn't been called. It's brand new,
Yep.
ready to market, and he'll click apply filters, and there will be lists in here, and he'll just go through those. That's basically it. He has to make sure that he changes the status to follow up and the call attempts to one. Why? Because then it'll prompt in the system for it to send it over to the other filter preset. I also have him, he tracks everything right here on Tally Counter. And at first I was like, oh, this is stupid. Like, what a waste of time for him. But it keeps him, I feel like it keeps him honest. He needs something to be like, okay, this is how many dials I did today. Otherwise, these guys will get lazy. It's just the way it is. They're in the Philippines or in
Yep.
Mexico, and they're sitting there with their wife at home. They're gonna get sidetracked. They're gonna get lazy, but this kind of keeps them honest. And then
And how
right
much are you
here,
paying for your tally counter?
$500 a month. No, Tally Counter's free.
Dude, I was like, wait a minute, did I not know? I was like, I thought tally counter was free. Exactly.
Yeah, no,
So
it's free.
perfect. I just
But
wanted to
and then
put that
what's
out
that?
there. Yep.
Yeah, it's free. I don't know why people don't use it.
Yep.
Um, and then after all that, right here, this should say market exhausted because it just means that
Mhm.
we've called it 3 days in a row, texted it every day,
Mhm.
and we haven't got a hold of anybody. Now, something that I do in my process is when we're on cold call attempt 3,
Yep.
I make sure that these people, my callers, make sure that it has a correct number, and I'll show you how I do that. I actually got this from Kevin Hernandez. So
Okay.
we use caller ID right here.
Ah, got you. Yep.
Okay. And we'll just simply take the number, copy, paste it, and it'll tell you who's the caller ID. And if it says somebody else, then the person we're trying to reach, then he immediately sends it to the deep prospect board. Something
Yep.
I'm going to add in is just instead of doing that, I'm probably just going to start sending direct mail. But it's not something that I've
Yep.
worked into my process yet. That's something
Okay.
I do need to do. But
Yep.
that's it. That's simply it. Over here is my lead board,
Perfect.
and we just move through the leads every day.
Got you.
Yeah, we just work through them. And then deep dive main right here. If we get a new deep dive, he sends it over here to search for info. My
Yep.
data person comes in the morning. She does about 7 of these a day, moves them to initial call, and I just quickly call through them. And we move through this
Perfect.
just the same way we do as any other data.
Perfect.
These have been the most amazing. Like the last deal I closed was $37,000 on a little crackhead house in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a deep dive. Nobody else was talking to this guy. Nobody else
Yeah.
was talking to him. And it was amazing. So I highly recommend that you spend some time on that.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's basically it.
Real one, I kind of know the answer already, but I want you to answer it for me.
Mhm.
Why is it when you have your cold caller come in during the day that the first thing they do is call their cold call attempt 3?
Well, because I used to be dumb, and I know this is another dumb question I used to have to ask Tyler, but I noticed we used to start from here and how stupid. And I forget what Tyler said to me. He likes to speak in like I don't know, like phrases where you have to think about it and figure it out on your own. And I would start here. Oh, he said, do you cut a tree down starting from the top or something like that? Because I would start here and then they would push over to cold call attempt 2 and I would end up calling them again. And I was so frustrated. And he was like, dude, come on, you're being stupid. So start from cold call attempt 3
Yep. So you
and we
don't
work our
repeat and
way
double
up.
up,
Yeah.
and you don't neglect follow up that needs to happen too. So just wanted to
Yeah.
put that out there because I don't know that everybody knows that. And when you're on your Sift line boards, if you were managing your follow ups on your Sift line boards, which you don't have to, you would do the same thing. You would go all the way down to the right end and start there so that you're not doubling up or neglecting.
I like this. The SIF line boards are good, but just not, I like the way that the regular
Yep.
like dashboard looks better for
Yep.
now. But and I know all this probably sounds confusing to people, I feel like at first, but dude, I'm telling you, if you give it a week of actually learning it,
Mhm.
it almost becomes addicting because You can
Yep.
see everything so much clearer than you've ever
Yeah.
seen your data before.
Yeah. It's
Way
basically a
clearer.
video game.
It's like a video game. Yeah.
Yeah. You're really,
So
it's like
fun.
you're creating your
I
player on Madden, basically. You're just setting it all up.
yeah,
Um,
it's
and
enjoyable for me.
yeah, man, use Siftline if you want to. Use it for as much as you need to. We don't want people coming into Sift thinking that they have to do it a certain way. There's obviously ways that we've found are the most effective, but there's a million ways to skin a cat, and as long as it's efficient and you're smart with your spend, we like it. So I think
Mhm.
you're crushing it, man. You're a perfect example of a simple uh investor that gets shit done, that gets deals. And you
And I
haven't been
think
around
it's
for very long, so
yeah,
um
and I think it is scalable. I know that's everybody's favorite word. Um, I think this is scalable
mhm.
because think about it. You could put somebody in here, right here, deep
Yep.
dive, that
Boom.
just did this all day. And then
Yep.
you could put one caller that does your sensei flow and just does that all day.
Yep.
And then you can have a lead manager that comes in here. You could have your lead manager come in here, do this, and
Yep.
then go do some deep dive mains or
Yep.
deep dive. I think it's pretty
Exactly.
scalable.
All right, that's perfect, Quentin. Thank you so much for showing us the inside of your business, how simple it truly is, how you have a simple, low overhead business that is producing deals monthly, probably weekly for you.
Yeah.
You haven't been around a very long time with us, and you've stood out to us, and we wanted to uh, put you on display and show people that it doesn't have to be it's not a long game getting started with Sift. Um, it's plug and play. The training is out there, the information is there, and if you apply it, you find pretty quick knowledge. So thank you very much, and I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.